Sine. In mathematics, the sine is a trigonometric function of an angle. The basics of trigonometry were first recorded in Egypt and Babylon mathematics. The Babylonians established the measurement of angles in degrees, minutes, and seconds. It wasn't until the time of the Greeks that the knowledge of trigonometry expanded. The Greek astronomer Hipparchus wrote a trigonometric table to help solve triangles. The table was quite similar to the modern sine table. However, it was Indian astronomers who developed a trigonometric system based on the sine function. This function was not a ratio like modern-day principles. In the late 8th century, Muslim astronomers had completed the sine function and 5 other functions. It was Isaac Newton who found the series sine x with help from Scottish mathematician John Napier, who earlier had published his works on logarithms.
In simple trigonometry, the model of sine can be used to calculate the angle theta, the hypotenuse, and the opposite of a right-angled triangle. Every factor can be found if the other factors are provided. For example, if you got a right-angled triangle in angle theta, side A, B, C, the sine theta will be equal to A over C, the opposite over the hypotenuse, and A would be equal to C times sine theta. As the graph is going to anti-clockwise, it turns 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, and 360 degree. When sine goes to 90 degree, it equals 1, and when it goes to 180 degree, it's equal to 0. When theta is equal to 270 degree, it's equal to -1, and when it's 360 degree, it goes back to 0. Therefore, we can get the sine wave by drawing it. As time goes on, people found that sine can also be used to find an unknown angle of a triangle by the use of the sine rule. It reduces the time of actual measurement when the angle or side can be calculated. A trigonometry function of sine which produces a sine wave represents an analogical signal that has a continuous quantity. The significance of a sine wave is it can be used to interpret the wave pattern of nature, such as light wave, sound wave, an ocean, and etc. Even if it is not a sine wave, it can also represent as a sine function by the use of Fourier analysis.
Sine used in physics. As we have learned in math, we can know that the graph of a sine function really looks like a physical wave moving trail. And the science graph is being used as a model to describe the various waves in physics. The most normal wave that is introduced in physics is sound waves, which is a sample of learning waves. In the waves, people make Ym assumed to be half constant in front of the sine x. Just sine x and Ym just half of the distance. T to be the period, which is the same as in maths. T. The calculating stuffs of physical waves are also the same as in maths, such as the Ym, half of the constant, and period T, and the phase. In physical waves, people also show them as phases, which is much easier to get the exact data of the curves. In the case of maths, people measure the angle of the phase more often in degrees, but in terms of pi for physics.
Sine is important as it becomes the basis of physics. The implication of sine can be seen in areas such as alternating currents, hydrodynamic, engineering survey, and etc. Among these areas, alternating currents would be the most important part as electricity became the necessity for daily life use. By using the sine wave to calculate alternating currents, it allows us to increase the efficiency for electricity transmission. Furthermore, in this day, plane became the most popular transport to save our time when we travel. In areas such as hydrodynamic, sine can be used to calculate the angle of the winds that can create lift. Therefore, design the airflow. Sine can also be used in engineering survey, which benefit people by reducing the time of actual measurement. As distance can be calculated by sine theta equal to opposite over hypotenuse, the simplest example can be the height of a building measured by surveying the opposite or hypotenuse. The complex example can be the height of a mountain measured by satellite gravity survey.
In our daily life, sine can easily search for unknown things in the sea by sound waves, help ships or submarines to advance and avoid the reefs. Using sound wave is not the sound waves that people sending out, but the sound waves that people receiving from objects. From the sound waves that are received, people can know the object's shapes and guess what it is.
In conclusion, the invention of science has changed the human history, as it also benefits the society in areas such as electricity, construction, transportation, and the search of unknown.